Welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Inner Badass. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about advocating for your business. So Brandy, why did we decide to talk about this today?
Yeah, this is a great topic. So recently in some coaching calls that we were in the last couple of days, there were some students of ours that we were working with. And one of them mentioned that they were stuck, like didn't know what to do next, didn't know, have been waiting for an answer for like 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Right. And something came up for Carrie and I because when you sit and wait for answers from other people or sit and wait, from your mentors and those kind of things, it's really hard for you to get traction or momentum in your business. That's kind of what I would say. So we were discussing this earlier and decided that, what might we do? And that's like teach people, okay, how to advocate for your business. Like, what do you do when you're stuck, right? And maybe you've asked a question in the group or in a group or to your mentor or whatever. And maybe you didn't understand the response. Maybe you didn't fully understand the steps. And you kind of feel like you kind of step back and you're like, oh, I should know this. I should, right? Like I should understand what they're talking about. I should this, I should that. And so you get really quiet because you're like, oh, like I got my answer, but I'm not exactly sure what to do to move forward. Right. So that's how this came up. In building your business, there's going to be lots of times that we don't know what to do next. And we might not even know the question to ask to get the answer that we're looking for, right? So what do we do? That's kind of the topic we wanted to talk about today.
We may ask a question and we get the answer. And sometimes as mentors, we might answer at a higher level and you may not be there yet. And having the courage to actually say, I don't get it. I don't understand. Can you explain again? Like explain it in simple terms, explain it in, bring it down and keep asking until you get it, until you understand. Because if you don't understand what the next step is in your business, you're going to still stay stuck. And thinking that maybe you don't want to make a fool of yourself. I've been there where I'm thinking, well, I don't want to ask a question because they're going to laugh at me. They're going to think that I'm stupid, that I don't understand. And what happens is you continue to stay stuck in your business. And so you have to, have the courage to just say, because guess what? There are probably 30 other students who are thinking exactly the same thing and thinking, oh, thank God you answered that because I didn't understand that either. And so everybody, understand this, everybody has been where you are right now. Everybody. We've all started somewhere, and some people have come in with others with skills that they already know, and some people don't have any skills at all. But everybody has started, at ground zero, at the beginning. And as mentors, we have to remember to dumb things down. We have to remember to, I'm not saying dumb as in,
blonde it down.
We have to make things, keep it simple. The KISS, keep it simple, silly. Okay. We have to remember to keep it simple so that we know that you understand. And if you don't understand, is keep asking and keep advocating for yourself, because there's nobody else. There's nobody else who's going to advocate for you unless you do.
And I think that in being an entrepreneur, something that is key to your success is adopting a mindset of being that critical thinker and problem solver for yourself. And it can be hard if you don't come from an entrepreneurial mindset background, right? Like you were a corporate, you worked in corporate America, or you're a 9-to-5er, right? Like where you might be sitting in a staff meeting. I was a teacher, right? You might be sitting in a staff meeting and other people are asking questions that you didn't ask, right? Kind of like this and that. And so you didn't have to speak up for yourself. You don't have to problem solve for yourself. So when it comes to being an entrepreneur and building a business, you are, in what we do in network marketing, you're not by yourself, right? You have people around you, a team, and a community you're a part of, but you're in this business by yourself, right? Like, it is you. You are at the reins, you are the boss, you are your CEO. And so, like what Brandy and Carrie were saying is like getting to like ask yourself questions, right? Like, so what might I do? Like, why am I stuck? What might I do? Right. And this is something that we were all taught, from mentors of ours, when we were building our businesses is, okay, so you don't know what to do. What might I do? How will I go solve that problem so I can move forward? Is it Googling? Is it YouTubing? Is it like whatever, right? Like, get resourceful, I think. And then if you don't know, when you have opportunities, ask your mentors, ask, maybe your accountability partner or someone that you're working with, right? Like, start advocating for yourself and your business. That's what we did. We took the bull by the horns. Okay, we might not have known the right answer, but we just went and took action, and it might have been wrong. But we went forward, we might have moved back, and then we went forward some more. And so sitting on the sideline of your business, right, is not going to get you anywhere. And so, there's so many resources out there. And if you have a mentor, that's the reason you lean on them, right? Like, but people can't help you if you can't advocate for yourself and your business. And it's not just in network or, in entrepreneurship. These are things that I used to tell my students. Like, I don't know, like, how to help you if you don't tell me what you're not understanding in class, right? Like, so same thing is as an entrepreneur. You have got to have a critical thinking mindset, like, and then ask yourself the questions. What might I do, right? Where might I go and just start looking? What might I ask? Like, how do I go find the information and the resources? And you have to be the advocate for your business because no one else is going to.
For me, I mean, even though I look stupid when, a lot of times when I ask questions, because I'm very curious about a lot of things. And I think that's a key to, to getting results too, is being curious about things. I remember Carrie and I, when we first learned about webinars, Carrie, do you remember this? We did a webinar, like our mentors taught us about webinars. We learned about webinars, and then we decided, okay, we're going to do a webinar straight to joining our team. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And do you remember that? So we did all the steps. We went through the whole thing. Nobody showed up for our webinar. Do you remember that? Nobody came.
And then the second time we did it, someone showed up and said, "Why are you trying to get me to join your team in network marketing?"
So, we took action, and sometimes it wasn't like exactly the right effective, I guess I wouldn't say right, but the most effective action we could have taken to grow our teams and grow our businesses. But we learned a lot from that. Right. And I think just sitting there and going, okay, well, I haven't gotten my answer yet. I'm just going to sit and wait for, my mentors to answer or to whatever. And this trait that I have makes Nate crazy. My husband makes him crazy, right? Because I'll be like, okay, this is what we're doing. Like, what has to happen? What's the steps, right? When's dinner happening? Like, and I'm very like, okay, well, what did they say next? Well, what do we do here? And all these things. He's like, oh my hell, you make me crazy. Like, I'm asking all these questions, and that's how I've learned to get what I need, is to ask more questions. And that's how we collapse time. And that's how we've been so successful, is because we don't just sit in the corner and go, oh, well, I hope it works out. Right. Like, no, I'm going to bug you until you give me the answer that I need, or I'm going to get resourceful, or I'm going to search it up, or I'm going to, figure it out one way or another. And that's one of our mottos here at Beach Boss, is make it happen. And so we make it happen. It's not waiting for the universe to deliver, right, everything that you've ever wanted. It's you making it happen. So
for those of you who are watching with us, whether you're live or on a replay, let us know what your biggest takeaway was from today's episode. We'll come back in and give you shout outs. And thanks so much for joining us today. We had to kind of keep it short and sweet. We have some big things that we're planning on our next meeting from here. So everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
One thing quickly, if you're not quickly, we told you last week, and if you haven't heard, the program in Unleash Your Inner Badass is going to be getting a lot more expensive. Okay. And so if you're not in there yet and you want to grab it, there will be a link below this video.
Yes.
Please go and grab that link, fill out the form, and get into that course, because honestly, the value is, I don't know, 50,000 more. Okay, it is
Transformational.
It's priceless.
Transformational. Oh yeah.
The value is priceless in the effect that it'll have on your life, how you will literally unleash your inner badass, how you will transform your life. So if you haven't got it yet, it is going up soon. All right. So if you haven't got it yet, grab the link. It'll be below this video. So, okay, now we will see you next week.
With that,
With that, we will see you next week. Make sure you go and grab it. Okay.
Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.